Hello, my name is Catherine, and I am one of the three full-time professional tutors here at RimCAD. So let's get into the video. All right, so we're going to begin this tutorial at our Revit homepage. This is what you're going to see as soon as Revit opens up. And you have two options here as far as a model project is concerned. You can open an existing project. You also have the last few that you have opened here as well for easy access. However, I want to create a new project. It gives you all these options for a new project, and they have specific defaults. This multiple discipline has several views already created for you when you open it in the project browser. And I personally have never liked that. I want to simplify this and cater it to exactly what I want. So if I go into that browser and I am going to grab this template that I've created, so there it is in the browser. And if you want to create your own template, then you would just go to project template and then open it, and that allows you to do what I'm about to show you here. So when I created my template, the first thing I did was I went through here and I got rid of all of those extra categories that I don't need. It does not mean that you can't recreate them if you find that you need them. All you're going to do is go up to view and then plan view, and you can create whatever new plans you need. So always keep that in mind. I find this much, much easier though, especially for a new Revit user, someone who is learning Revit, to simplify this project browser so that later on, as you've created views yourself, you're not confused by what you created or what was a default or what is this view for. I don't want to delete it because I don't know what it is. And so this way, you're starting out with just the views that you want, that you've created, that you know what they are. And it is time consuming. You're going to go to coordination, you're going to go to 3D view, you're going to right click and delete. And so to delete all of those does take a little bit of time, but I promise you that it will save you a ton of time in the future. So once you've gotten past that Revit 1, Revit 2, and you've learned the basics of Revit, and you're going to start using Revit for hospitality, office design, your capstone. This is going to be hugely beneficial to have created a template that caters to exactly the way you work in Revit. It is going to save so much time by the time that you get to capstone. So I definitely encourage doing this now or as soon as you get out of those Revit lessons. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can also go up to insert and my load families. I can start loading in specific doors that I use that I know that I'm going to use over and over and over again. And so then I can load those things and those will be saved in my Revit template. I can also create new things. So I'm going to go to walls here. And as you can see, this is actually one that I've already created. So I went to edit type and I just duplicated and I renamed it. And then I went into the structure edit, and I changed a few things. I wanted to make it an exact foot. I took out a couple of layers, simplified those dimensions, etc. The other thing here that you can do is you can open up the sections view, which is what I've got here, and then that gives you the ability to make changes through these buttons. So the first did for this one was I created a sweep and I did a parapet cap. Okay, and so I did that 14-inch parapet and then I changed it to top. I okayed it. It's saved now, and now that is a wall that I can use again and again and again in any of my projects when I use this template. The other thing that I created for myself was a sheet. So if again I go to view and I go to sheet, I've got a sheet template here. And if I open that up, then this is my tip sheet that I created myself. It's got the logo that I want in it. It's got the text in it that I want. It's also the size that I want it to be. So RimCAD standard is, I believe it's the 30 by 42. When you start the Revit class, they give you that sheet template to put into your project, and that's what they want for those assignments. Later on, you can create your own. And again, going back to capstone, this is going to be hugely beneficial to create your own. If I close this down, instead of doing a model, I did a family, and I went to new, and I chose the title blocks, and I created an 11 by 17. That's the size that I wanted it to be if I were to print this out. And so then when you open this, now I have just literally the dimensions 11 by 17, and I can start going in here and putting lines in to create the exact title block that I want, bring in that logo, etc. And then when I save it as a template, then I can bring that template in to a project. After you've worked in that Revit 1, Revit 2, and you've learned, so much about Revit and the components that you really like working with, what they look like, the aesthetics of them. You've created some models in places, and the desk and a light fixture maybe, and then you can start bringing those into this template, and you've got those for every project going forward. All right, so thank you for watching the video. I hope that it was helpful and that you can continue on with your assignment with success. If not, feel free to reach out to myself or anyone here in the Learning Commons. Good luck.